With Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee right around the corner, I am beyond excited. I know I'll play them a ton, and I plan on streaming most of the playthrough on Twitch, which will be linked in the description. Now I'm sure that some of you guys are torn as to which version to get, as both Pikachu and Eevee are some of the most loved and iconic Pokemon out there. Whichever version you pick up will determine your partner throughout the entirety of the game, which is a pretty big deal in itself. In this video, we'll be discussing the similarities and differences between Pikachu and Eevee in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, so you guys can decide which version is best for you. If you guys want to support the channel, make sure you leave a like, as it really does help the channel a ton, and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss any future Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee videos that will be uploaded to my channel. So before we discuss the differences between Pikachu and Eevee, let's talk about the similarities. First, both Pikachu and Eevee will be unable to evolve in the new Let's Go games. This is rather unfortunate, as this means you can't evolve your Pikachu into a Raichu, and you can't evolve your Eevee into one of the many beloved evolutions out there. I see this as more of a letdown for Eevee personally, because there are so many different evolutions it has that really adds a lot to Eevee's charm. For Pikachu, I don't think this is as big of a deal, but I'm sure there's people out there that really wish they could have evolved their Pikachu into a Raichu. It's unclear at the time of recording this video if you can obtain other Eevees or other Pikachus throughout either of the games, or if you have to transfer them over from Pokemon Go or other Pokemon games. Next, both Pikachu and Eevee have access to a lot of new moves. This was done because neither of them can evolve and neither of them have particularly good move pools, so they needed to give them both coverage moves in order to make them relevant in later portions of the game. A lot of the details of these new moves are unknown, but it looks like all of these moves will be around at 90 base power and 100 accuracy, with various side effects depending on the type of move. I'll leave a link in the description to all of the new moves that are listed on Serebii, which will be updated once we learn more information. But as of now, it seems like all of these moves will be of various types in order to make up for the lack of coverage. And for the last similarity, both Pikachu and Eevee will have customizable appearances when playing through the game to go along with the character customization that exists in the games already. This is great in my opinion, as it allows your Pikachu or your Eevee to look different from all the others that other people are playing to help differentiate it even more. You can even customize their hairstyles and wear the same outfit on your trainer that your Pikachu or Eevee is wearing. I think this is a fun little touch that a lot of people will really end up enjoying. And now on to the differences, starting with Pikachu. Pikachu is an electric type Pokemon, meaning it will have super effective stab electric moves, while Eevee won't have any super effective stab moves due to it being a mono normal typing. This might not matter too much when playing through the game, as both Pokemon will have a lot of new moves to help their coverage like we talked about earlier, but it is something you should still keep in mind. Pikachu's partner power is also electric type as well, as opposed to Eevee's normal type. Pikachu even received quite the stat buff leading into Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, as its stats prior to Let's Go are 35 in HP, 55 attack, 40 defense, 50 special attack, 50 special defense, and 90 speed. These stats really aren't that great, but considering the fact Pikachu isn't fully evolved, that explains why. However, since they decided to buff it, they're actually pretty good now. Pikachu's stats now in Let's Go are going to be 45 HP, 85 attack, 50 defense, 85 special attack, 65 special defense, and an insane speed stat of 125. These are some very significant stat changes, as every stat received at least a 10-point buff. This makes Pikachu hit a lot harder, which again makes it a better Pokemon to use later in the game, as opposed to in the older games where Pikachu didn't have this exact stat line. This is nice to make up for the lack of starter evolutions that we have in previous Pokemon games, because generally speaking in other Pokemon games, as your starter evolves, it gets better over time in order to be better against the gym leaders and the other challenges you face throughout the story. Now this part doesn't exactly have to do with Pikachu itself exactly, but has a lot to do with Let's Go Pikachu version as a whole. There are some version exclusive Pokemon in Let's Go Pikachu, meaning these Pokemon are unobtainable in Let's Go Eevee. This might influence which version you pick, as your favorite Pokemon might be exclusive to a certain version. I would say the most notable exclusive on this entire list would be Arcanine, as it is arguably the most popular Pokemon of the bunch. Other than that, there really aren't too many version exclusives, which is pretty nice. And now moving on to Eevee's differences, let's start off with the version exclusive in Let's Go Eevee, which I'll show on the screen so you can see some key differences between the two versions. Ninetales is exclusive to Let's Go Eevee, which similar to Arcanine is another very popular and fan favorite Pokemon, and arguably the most important exclusive of the bunch here. These exclusives could possibly make a big difference on which version you get, so I think this is something that's very important to keep in mind when you decide on which version to buy. In terms of Eevee stat changes, here are Eevee stat changes prior to Let's Go Eevee. 55 HP, 55 attack, 50 defense, 45 special attack, 65 special defense, and 55 speed. Similar to Pikachu prior to Let's Go, these stats are very low, they're not that good. However, considering the fact that Eevee isn't fully evolved, they're not that bad. Now again, in order to make up for the fact that Eevee doesn't evolve, it received a stat boost, and in Let's Go Eevee, Eevee's stats will be 60 in HP, 80 in attack, 75 in defense, 85 in special attack, 85 in special defense, and 85 in speed. Eevee's stats are distributed a little bit more evenly than Pikachu's stats, as Pikachu's main stat increases more in speed and its offenses. Eevee will have a little bit more bulk to take hits, which is nice, while having very comparable offenses to Pikachu's. All around, I would say Pikachu is better if you want a fast, offensive Pokemon, while Eevee is better if you want a more balanced and defensive Pokemon. Eevee is also a mono normal type Pokemon, meaning it does not have any super effective stat moves, as nothing in the game is weak to normal type, but just like Pikachu, it only has one weakness in fighting, which isn't bad at all. Normal typing does have one less resistance than electric, however, which does help it out a little bit as well. Eevee's partner power is also normal type, which makes sense, it's a normal type Pokemon. And those are some of the key similarities and differences between the two main partner Pokemon and the two main versions in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I hope this video helps you to decide on which version you want, as it can be a pretty tough choice since both versions I'm sure will be great. Let me know in the comments down below which version you plan on getting and why, and of course, please be respectful in the comments and don't bash people if they decide on getting a different version than you. I'm sure both versions are going to be great, and the differences between the two games really aren't that significant, they're rather minor. I'll personally be getting Let's Go Pikachu to relive some of my memories of playing through Pokemon Yellow as a kid, and also because Vileplume is one of my favorite Pokemon, which is exclusive to Let's Go Pikachu. Thank you guys so much for watching, have a great rest of your day, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys next time, and bye bye.